Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rekt Capital and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video about the Wyckoff accumulation as well as the Pi cycle top analysis, coupling these two perspectives together just to understand why 45,000 for Bitcoin is a possibility at this time. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future and let's dive right in. So this is the higher low that has been supporting the Wyckoff accumulation, this being integral to Wyckoff accumulation still being a valid scenario for Bitcoin's price action. And one of the things I want to talk about today, because I've spoken about this at length in yesterday's video, so feel free to check that one out for more detail about how I understand this Wyckoff accumulation range. But we're also seeing a series of lower highs develop here. And you're seeing at this time, this resistance is really being tested. It's being tested quite significantly because if you focus on this period of rejection and then this period of rejection, the periods of rejection, the time between them is getting smaller and smaller. Effectively, we're seeing this trendline resistance being tested on numerous occasions over the past few days. So we're really nearing a volatile move. And once we get that volatile move, and I suppose it's going to be towards the upside as per Wyckoff accumulation, because we do have this higher low testing, or at least connecting the spring test and higher low phases over here. We're seeing that this transition from phase C could indeed occur and Bitcoin would enter phase D. So effectively breakout towards the upside to the 38,000 perhaps, and then last point of supply in the 36,000, because we really need to break past not only this diagonal over here, just to enable a return towards 36,000, we need to break 36K for phase D to be unleashed and unlocked for Bitcoin. But also what's quite interesting is about the top of this range, the Wyckoff accumulation range, and I'll just showcase that to you over here. The top of the Wyckoff accumulation range is effectively 40,000. And that's what we need to break for this accumulation to be confirmed and validated with a new uptrend towards the upside. But we're actually seeing confluent resistance in the 200 exponential moving average, this black EMA. It's a confluent resistance area with the range high here. And as you know, for those who remember these recent rejections from the 200 EMA, around 25% towards the downside, around 28 or even 30% towards the downside after rejections from this 200 EMA, that does not instill too much confidence in Bitcoin's price action reacting positively over here. But let's see, let's wait and see. The point I'm trying to make is that the range high of this accumulation range, it's really important that this range high breaks because that would unlock and validate this entire Wyckoff accumulation. But we're also seeing confluent resistance here. So that's definitely going to be the region to watch out for further price action. But in any case, guys, Bitcoin is in a pennant-like formation over here, consolidating in towards the apex of the structure. We're testing the top of this pennant-like formation soon. We've been testing it for a few times, and various exchanges will showcase that this is being tested right now. For instance, this exchange right over here is showcasing that there's still a little bit more space before that test actually happens. Bitfinex is showcasing that this test of the resistance is happening actually right now. But what I want to talk to you guys about is now Wyckoff distribution, because Wyckoff accumulation, as I've been talking about in previous videos, this could be a means to an end in just satisfying macro distribution for Bitcoin. So micro accumulation on the lower timeframes, but generally macro distribution on the higher timeframes. But this isn't confirmed by the same token. So the bottom of this Wyckoff distribution range needs to be turned into a resistance and rejected harshly for this Wyckoff distribution range to be confirmed as such. At the moment, it hasn't been confirmed at all, so this is an unconfirmed distribution range, but a breakout from this wedging structure towards the mid-40s is what's necessary to see whether that confirmation will actually happen. And what's interesting about this is that we are still currently in the last point of supply, sign of weakness phase, through the lens of Wyckoff distribution, as you can see here. sign of weakness. The last point of supply is, of course, at this area. And so you're seeing a bit of downside overextension. This structure should be a little bit higher as per the schematic, as you can see. But nonetheless, we're still seeing these series of lower highs and lower lows effectively forming a wedging structure that this phase in Wyckoff macro distribution is suggesting to us. But at the moment, we need to see a breakout from here in towards just confirming Wyckoff distribution. Breaking past 40,000, Wyckoff accumulation is going to be validated, and we're going to see the mid 40s probably soon afterwards. In which case, this ties in with the Pi cycle top analysis, because the Pi cycle top sees crossovers denoting the end of bull markets, and we've seen this on a variety of occasions over here over the past few years. But what I want to just talk about is the two moving averages. I was going to say exponential moving averages. These are actually two moving averages that will be figuring as a resistance, and notice how it's going to be 47,000. The 111-day moving average is going to be 47,000 at this time, but I spoke about this a few weeks back, and this MA was actually somewhere around here at around 51,000. So you're seeing how my initial thoughts of this MA just declining steadily towards the point where it becomes approximately confluent with the bottom of this distribution area, that is slowly turning into a reality, because this MA is now declining towards the point where, of course, Bitcoin's price action is maintaining these lows for quite some time, so dragging this MA down. But it's interesting to see how such a long-standing MA can be dragged down quite quickly, because it's only been a few weeks and we've already seen a tumble from 51,000 to 47,000 being denoted by this MA. This, of course, is going to be a resistance, because in the past we've seen this MA become a resistance and reject price in a downtrend. So really important. That's going to be a fantastic, important, crucial trend defining situation where we rally towards the mid 40s, because at that point, by the time Bitcoin rallies towards the mid 40s, we're probably going to see this MA align closely with the bottom of the distribution range. So that's going to be a confluent resistance zone, and it's really important that Bitcoin breaks past this resistance, because if it doesn't, then that could potentially mean that we are still in a downtrend. So really important how these MAs are actually figuring as a resistance. We're seeing the 200 daily exponential moving average, an important long-term gauge of investor sentiment, figuring as a resistance at the top of this Wyckoff accumulation range. Once we break out from there, we're going to have to watch out for the bottom of this distribution range, which will be confluent with another moving average, and that's the 111-day moving average on the Pi cycle top indicator. So those are the two key important resistance areas going forward, which will probably be something to watch out for the next few days and even really weeks. That's something that we need to watch out for. But in the meantime, this pennant-like formation, which is now seeing Bitcoin consolidate here, that's going to be the major trend decider at the moment in the short term. Breakout from this wedging structure, and we're going to see continued rallying towards the upside. Needs to break 36k, breaks at 36k, and we're going to upside deviate a bit into the higher 30ks. But then we probably need to see this area turn into a support as part of the last point of support here. In any case, guys, that's about it for today's video update. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed this one and would like to see more content like this going forward. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak to you soon.